Wow, it's a great day here at the Law and Crime Network because I got great guests. We had great topics to cover. And the producer actually asked me before I leave at 3 o'clock, is there anything in particular that I'm interested in actually presenting? And there is. I just cannot get over this Jussie Smollett. I never heard of the guy before. I never heard of the show before. It shows you how backwards I am. I'm just all about law and crime. And since he is involved in law and crime, we're going to break it down a little bit more with Natalie and Gene. We got a little bit of a precursor here from the great Jesse Weber from the Law and Crime Network. Let's take a look at it before I'm going to go full tilt against this district attorney, Kim Foxx. We'll be right back.
After a grand jury indicted Jussie Smollett for allegedly staging a hate crime against himself, Kim Foxx texted, "So I'm recused, but when people accuse us of overcharging cases, 16 counts on a Class 4 becomes Exhibit A." When Fox's office later dropped all charges, it ignited a firestorm of criticism, including from the mayor.
This is a whitewash of justice.
Foxx went on to call Smollett a washed-up celeb who lied to cops, and basically said Smollett was overcharged, comparing the 16 counts Smollett faced to the 10 faced by R&B singer R. Kelly. She called R. Kelly a pedophile and said, just because we can charge something doesn't mean we should. Fox's recusal has become a point of contention in the Smollett saga. She said she removed herself from overseeing the case after speaking to a Smollett family member while the case was being investigated as a hate crime, not a hoax. But Foxx did not legally recuse herself. Doing so, her office said, would remove her team entirely and require the appointment of a special prosecutor. I'm Jesse Weber for the Law and Crime Network.
This makes my head explode, okay? Because I'm trying to figure out, folks, whether or not this was for her own political advantage, personal advantage, whether or not she's just merely incompetent, whether or not she understands the criminal justice system. There's so much shade that is thrown on us with those comments. Let's start with the most stupidest thing she said, equating this case to the R. Kelly case. She got the line, just because we can doesn't mean we should. I agree, District Attorney Foxx, that's true. But doesn't mean that the number of charges is what's relevant. It's the manner in which you resolve them. This guy set off a firestorm of potential racism, lied multiple times to police officers in this case. You cannot countenance somebody who does that because you're basically undermining lawful, legitimate, non-obstructive cases. Now, that said, the number of charges doesn't make a difference. A murder case only has one charge, and that's murder. It doesn't mean it's any more or less. These were minor offenses, perhaps in your mind. You indicated in your own text that you believe that she should get, or he should get rather, an alternative disposition. You didn't even do that. You dismissed it. And then the last thing I have to say before I go to our great guest is, what do you think your wool you're pulling over our eyes? It's your very office that presented these cases and these counts to the grand jury. It is the 23 citizens of Cook County that came back with an indictment and said he was responsible for all these and should be held over. And with all of that, the case you presented, whether it be one charge, whether it be 50,000 charges, you made a decision that the just result for lying, creating racism, deprecating those hate statutes that were there to protect real victims of crime is to dismiss it. Then what the heck did you present it to the grand jury for in the first place? This case gets me so agitated because it's rotten to its core. Natalie.
I couldn't agree more with you. We have such divide in this country right now. And to add fuel to the fire, why? Why? I just don't understand it.
Right, and Gene, this whole concept that's out there that people think, well, he got 16 charges and R. Kelly only gets 4 charges and this one only gets 1 charge for murder. This is, these are text messages. So I'm going to presume she was believing what she was saying. It's not about the number of charges. A number 16 fourth-degree offenses are different than one first-degree offense. You don't base a case based upon the number of charges. You base it upon what the appropriate resolution was going to be. And if you were going to dismiss it, what the hell did you present it for in the grand jury anyway? I'll tell you what my thoughts are, Gene. She wanted that grand jury to no-bill it. She wanted that grand jury to walk away from Jussie Smollett, but the prosecutors lost control of the grand jury, which is rather unusual, and they came back with the charges, and then she was stuck with them, so she dismissed them. This just sickens me, Gene. It's disgusting. She should be removed from office. You know what? Perhaps worse than her personal gain is these texts demonstrate a complete lack of understanding of how the criminal justice system works.
I agree with 99% of what you said, but I disagree that they wanted a no bill.
I'm saying it's a possibility.
When those prosecutors initially presented it to the grand jury, I think Kim Foxx was actually recused. And when they returned the 16 counts, which was way too much, should have been maybe 4. When they returned 16 counts, I think Kim Foxx got holy hell from people, and then she got back into the case, and this canard that she can't get off the case, will have to have a special prosecutor. That is absolutely a lie.
Gene,
I want to say this. That is a lie.
Let me retort.
She can recuse herself.
I know for a fact head prosecutors who want the case to go into the grand jury, so the grand jury makes the decision to no-bill a case as opposed to them because they don't want to take the political fire. Whether that happened or not, I don't know. I don't think it was overcharging isn't the issue here. To me, the issue here is how it's resolved, and a dismissal isn't the appropriate way. I got to go. Thanks, guys. We're going to be quick. More law and crime left. Don't go anywhere.